Alright guys, well I'm back today with the much anticipated and requested review of the Hightower Armory MBS 95 for the 45 ACP version of the High Point carbine. If you follow the channel, you'll know I reviewed the version for the 9mm carbine and absolutely love the way it transformed that carbine into something compact and nimble, yet allowing it to remain a rifle. If you want a full review and overview on that, I have about 3 videos posted on that 9mm version, and it comes in that pretty cool gray color. I'm a huge fan. Now, this is the OD green color, and they have a wide variety of color options on their website, so the best thing to do is go over there and check it out. Unfortunately, I can't link to them because of YouTube's policies, but I'll leave the information about the company, and you can do your own research. Now, this is pretty slick because this conversion stock allows you to move the receiver behind the trigger guard, making it for a very compact package, but retaining the long length of the barrel. Now, overall length matters in a conversion like this because you do want to stay above a certain overall length, and as long as you're using a standard High Point carbine, either the 9 or in this case the 45, or really any of them stock from the factory, you're going to get the necessary overall length, though some states require a slightly longer overall length, like 29 or 30, and those are more of the states that restrict this type of firearm in general, and you guys know who you are. This will take the same magazines as before, and the installation was ultra simple. Although, again, I can't show that on camera. They give a very detailed instruction manual that explains everything with pictures and words, and all the key points are highlighted in red. And the installation for me, doing it the second time, only took about 10 minutes total, and I was just kind of taking my time through the process and enjoying converting it over. Now, initially, the conversion process took about 30 minutes when you're learning it from scratch, but again, it is very simple and all the tools are included in the box, and it just, again, radically transforms the way your carbine looks, feels, and handles down at the range. I'm going to start from the back and work our way to the front and explain pretty much everything you'll need to know about this HTA MBS 95 for the 45 ACP version. The 45 ACP version is slightly longer than the 9mm version, but not much noticeable. It really does fit and mold well, and I believe they have some of that added length because of the gun itself is just a little bit bigger than the 9mm version. You have the ability to attach sling loops wherever you want them, and this stock is very comfortable on your shoulder and has some nice texturing on the back. Right up here, it retains the standard safety on the actual High Point carbine itself, and these are the locking tabs for the pins to disassemble the stock. To drop the mag, you'll notice there is no kind of mag release around here. It's actually located in the front, and the mags drop free when the bolt is locked open. Maybe 80% of the time. It's not a guarantee that they'll drop free, but I guess you could kind of smooth out the size of the mags or something like that and have them drop free 100% of the time when the bolts lock back. Not that big of a deal. They lock up really solid. They definitely give you a positive click, and this is ambidextrous. You can use this mag release from either side. Moving a little bit further up, you have the ability to remove this handguard and plug both the trigger guard and the handguard. And I like this because if you don't like the look of this, you can simply remove it. I don't mind leaving it here. It's no big deal. Now, there is almost 2 more safeties included in here that are pretty intuitive. One is the trigger safety. You actually have to depress this, and it hinges from the bottom. So pulling the trigger from the center or the top is key on this, because if you pull it from the bottom, the firearm will not fire. You'll have to actuate this, kind of like that plunger inside a Glock trigger. There is also a trigger safety that is really intuitive and easy to use. You simply pull back on it, and now the safety is off, and you can go ahead and pull your trigger. Up front, you have a pick rail that you can add lights, lasers, or grip. I find it very convenient to add one of these Blackhawk or Magpul grips, and you kind of wrap your thumb around the top here. This is a non-reciprocating charging handle. Something to consider, it does have a lock open tab right here, but it actually doesn't pull the bolt back far enough if you just move it here and lift it up to chamber around. To chamber around, you actually have to pull it into this notch and go forward. I'm not quite sure why they have this, other than once you're done shooting, you might have closed the bolt home, you just kind of want to show open or insert a chamber flag. That's good to do that, and then you can close it back down. But unfortunately, guys, even once it locks open to the rear and you insert a new mag, you will have to pull this back all the way, then let it go to chamber around. You can't do that famous HK slap. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But the charging handle itself works well. You can actually flip it to either side you want, and it works very nicely. You can see at the top you have M-lock slots, so you can add extra lights and lasers, and we will be tricking this one out. I just love the way these stocks are set up, and almost a monolithic pick rail at the top to add all of your accessories. On that 9mm with that longer barrel, you get pretty slick ballistics out of a 9mm, so I have a 1:9 on there. Now the 45 ACP is a little bit slower, so I'm not putting a scope on top. I'm just going to use a red dot. This will be coming off and going back on another rifle, but I do like to kind of see the accuracy with a solid, good red dot, and this seems very, very accurate for what it is. Up front, you have a little bit of the barrel extending out. I would like to see them come up with a shroud or something, and maybe they have something I haven't seen. I'm going to do some more research to make it look a little bit, I don't know, more of a smooth transition. Everything up to this point looks really awesome. It's ergonomic, it feels good, it works, and then it's just kind of leaves you a little bit to be desired. What would be really cool is to get this threaded so it could accept 45 ACP cans. That may be something I do in the future. So in a nutshell, guys, that's pretty much all of the specs and features and the operation of this, but how does it feel at the range and how does it function? And right off the bat, guys, it was still 100% functional with every type of ammo I put through it, even steel, aluminum, and brass case 45 ACP. No issues whatsoever. The trigger, though, is pretty spongy. Take a high point trigger is already not that great, and then put a linkage system in it. It's still not that great. I mean, it is what it is. I don't mind it. It's not the worst in the world, but it's pretty darn close to being the worst. And that's about the only negative I have about this entire setup is the trigger is not amazing. Now, I believe a lot of guys will work on that, will tune it, will adjust it, and that is definitely a possibility. I just haven't done it yet, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal for a 45 ACP gun. For me, this is an up close and personal, and that is why I like it. It really allows you to retract that gun into a compact position to clear corners, shoot in and around your car, shoot in and around your home without worrying about a tack stamp or doing that pistol route. This is such a great option, and again, it comes in at a pretty reasonable price in my opinion. They're selling these stocks for $249, and a lot of these colors are still in stock and shipping pretty quickly, although they do have some shipping delays right now. This is a good option. I mean, I bought a lot of my high point carbines sub $200, and I know the prices are going up because of the panic buying right now, but I picked this 45 ACP up for under $200. So with the addition of the stock, you're still looking at sub $500 for this setup. A cool carbine like this that's really ultra compact, I feel like that is a pretty darn good deal, and it's really unique and it stands out at the range. Also, it balances the gun out. Not only does it make it compact, it moves that weight closer to your shoulder so you can support it easier, and it feels really light even though you're adding weight with this stock. It also transitions from target to target easier, again, because all the weight is near the pivot point, and that's just physics. You're not slinging around a bunch of weight further out. You're moving weight closer to the pivot point, and that lowers the moment of inertia up at the front of the gun and transitions it to the back of the gun, and that puts the moment force all the way back towards your shoulder, allowing you to put less force in the front of the gun to move it left and right, and man, does it work out smooth. I can't say enough positive things about this. About the only negative I could possibly see, guys, it is the price. I mean, $250 is nothing just to drop. You're going to have to save up a little bit, but I definitely think it's worth every single penny. I absolutely love these stocks, and if I get another high point, maybe in 40 or even the 10mm with the threaded barrel, you better believe I'm going to try to get one of these out to the channel to try that out. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope it gives you a cool option to really radically transform your high point. I feel like this is a great option for a wide variety of scenarios, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.